What are you doing here? Huh? What do you think?
So in order for us to make homeschooling work for us, which is not the same scenario for every family, different people do different things, but for us, it was, we wanted one parent at home with the kids. It made sense for us to make that be Jon. A lot of families do have the mom stay at home, and that's totally fine. Sometimes the parents both work, sometimes it's a single parent, or sometimes it's a guardian that does it. But either way, that's what made the most sense for us, and that's why we chose it. And in order to go into this lifestyle of one income that we were not used to,
we supplemented it with the fixer-upper.
We did a fixer-upper.
So we both had full-time jobs, and we were paying over $500 a month for daycare.
One kid.
That was just one kid, and that was the cheapest daycare that we could find. So we started to wonder about what our options would be. And that's when, we never thought we would homeschool, but that's when we found that that would be, a viable option for us. And what we did to supplement our income, that, we had to make some sacrifice in order to supplement some of my income for where I was going to be the stay-at-home dad actually teaching the kids. And do you want to tell them a little bit about that, Maddie?
So when Colson was a baby, he wasn't even a year old yet, we decided we were going to homeschool, and it really didn't have anything actually to do with the daycare. We just decided that's what we wanted to do. But yeah, daycare was kind of expensive. I mean, ish, however you want to look at it. It was still $500 a month for one kid. And so we had to kind of figure out a way that we would be able to do that and still have the lifestyle that we wanted. So we wanted one of us to be with the kid. Well, it was just Colson at the time, with Colson, and the other one would work. And essentially we would have to move like our whole life around to kind of figure out how to do this, or how to maintain our life the way that we wanted to on one income.
And what we came up with was, so we wanted to, actually we had an issue. We wanted to move closer to my family and some of their cousins and stuff, and which was a more expensive neighborhood, and we didn't know how we were going to do that because we're cutting income and we're trying to move to a more expensive neighborhood. So we prayed about it, and God made a way. Truth be told about it, God made a way. We found a fixer-upper. It was $30,000, which is cheap. I'm not sure where, we're in West Virginia. I'm not sure where you're from watching this, but $30,000 is, for where we're at, you can't buy property for that, barely. So it was cheap, and we basically, the only thing we saved in the house was the studs. Everything else was redone, and I wish I was exaggerating, but from the wiring to all of the plumbing to insulation to subflooring, everything.
And we added 2 rooms.
Yeah, a large 2-room. It was a 32 by 20 foot addition.
We literally did everything from the roof,
from the ground up, yeah,
to the drywall, to new floors,
wiring. Yeah, I mentioned that. Yeah,
everything had to be redone.
But we came out ahead, and we got a lot of what they call sweat equity, which is you just put in the work, and we do have a ton of equity, and we saved a lot of money. Our payment is half of what it was, and that really helped us a lot. So this video is to show you a little bit about our fixer-upper and our journey, and we want to show you what we were able to do. And I'm no expert. I was just a guy with average knowledge on fixing houses and stuff. But I learned trial and error, and we dug in and did the work. And what we want to do is just encourage people to show them that if you're willing to do the work and you're willing to get in there and do it, you can make it happen. And that's what we did. So we want to show you a little bit about our journey.
But before we do that, so when Jon says that we prayed about it and God made it work, he's like not really giving the full story of what happened. Basically, our first house was really awesome. We loved it. We were both working. We only had one kid. It was affordable to us at the time because we weren't homeschooling and we had 2 incomes. But we decided that we were going to homeschool. We were going to go to 1 income. So we had to sell our home and figure out what we were going to do. So this was in 2016, I think. This was in 2016. And we found someone that wanted to buy our house, and we were really excited because I was going on a military trip and I was going to be gone for right around 3 months, and Jon and Colson got to go with me. And so we packed up all our stuff in the storage and we went on this trip, and we were out of state, and then the buyers decided they changed their mind. And so they came back out of contract, and we didn't know what we were going to do, really. So that was kind of a stressful time, but it ended up, did you just get a phone call one day, or how did that work about this house?
Yeah. Pretty much my family had heard about this house that had just been sitting, it was just kind of dilapidating. It had been sitting for a few years, and that's hard on a house. And so we ended up, I got a call from family, and then I reached out to the person that owned this, and it came through. She actually called me. Well, at first she was wanting a lot of money for the house, and then she got an estimate, and that woke her up a little bit, and then she called me, and it was the number that we needed, because that allowed us to have a budget to fix up the house. So that was just, God's work. He did it and worked it out for us, and we're thankful, and it's been good.
Yep. So basically, we came back to our house. We had to put it back on the market, and then we did get a buyer who actually bought the house. And we ended up getting a construction loan, which is basically you get a loan for the property that you're buying, and then you get another amount on top of that, which is for fixing everything up. So you get an estimate on what it's going to cost to fix everything in the house.
On that point, real quick, I want to mention, if you happen to ever do this, make sure you get out the money that you want the first time, because we didn't realize that we would have to go through closing all over again, and closing costs and all that, just to get more money. We thought we'd be able to get more money, in that same loan, but that's not how they do it. So just FYI there. And also, don't just dive into any old house that you find. You need to try to be smart about it. You need to try to, if you don't know about houses, you need to try to find somebody
A contractor, or someone who's
family,
built a house,
or somebody that knows a little bit of something about them, because you don't want to you don't want to just buy something with structural problems or something like that. Then you'll get into trouble, and you don't want that. So you still need something with good bones, if you will, and that way, because basically that's what we did. We had a good structure, and that's what we worked off of. So you gotta kind of be careful, and I just wanted to mention that you don't want to just buy just anything that you see. You and you want to look for potential too. If you see something that has overgrowth or long grass or brush or whatever, all that could be cut back and it could be made nice. You got to have some vision when you look at, an old house to fix up.
So when we went to sell our house, the day that we went in to sign the papers and officially sell it, do you remember what happened that day?
Yeah. Literally the day we had to get funding for the fixer-upper. In order to do that, we had to sell our old house. And the day we sold our old house, we found out that she was pregnant with our second child. And we just took on this huge fixer-upper project. So it was just like, it kind of hit me like a ton of bricks. But we are super excited. And now we're pretty much just about, well, you're never really done with a house, but we're pretty much done with the fixer-upper now, and everything worked out great. But it definitely stressed us out at the time. It's one of those things, you tell God your plans and he laughs. Yeah, that happened.
So yeah, we had some challenges with this house. It was sitting for 6 years before we got it. There was a feral cat living in it when we opened the house. We found out we had termites.
Oh yeah, no way. That's a story in itself. So the way we found out is I was pulling up some of the flooring to replace it, and she was, I don't know, 5 months pregnant at the time, and she comes in and steps through the floor. So she is literally halfway in the floor.
It was only like up to my thigh though. Like it wasn't like I didn't like fall through the floor or anything.
She was stuck.
But I was stuck,
and I had to lift her out of the floor, and that's how
big
we
and round and pregnant,
found out.
And I couldn't get out by myself.
So yeah, we've replaced all the subfloor, and that was an interesting story. Definitely the demo. Do not let HDTV or whatever fixer-upper, whatever show you watch that's on HGTV, or don't let them leave out the demo part, because let me tell you, they make it look like, oh, I'm going to take out this little piece of drywall and everything's nice and clean after that. That ain't the case.
Dust
and demo
everywhere.
Demo day is not fun. They act like it's fun. It's not fun. Demo day's the worst.
There's no such thing as a demo day.
Oh yeah, it's like demo month.
Yeah. Let's
rip everything out, and unless you got a team of like 50 dudes, maybe. But yeah, that is just to be realistic with you. Projects like this, like fixer-uppers, they take time. If you don't have a big group of people helping you, or if you can't pay a contractor to do everything, then it's going to take some time, and just plan for that.
The most challenging thing was when we sold our house and we had to move in with my in-laws for several months while I was pregnant.
How did I know she was going to say that?
And we didn't even get to move into our house until 3 weeks before the new baby came. So that was super fun. I think I had to threaten Jon. I believe it was around Labor Day, and I said, I'm moving in on Labor Day weekend, and you can come with me or not, but I am moving in.
Yeah. Yep, but it got done. And we beat the clock on the baby coming, so we beat it, and we were in here. So I did it. The fact that we have equity and we pay way less money. That's my favorite part about it. So, honestly, that's the thing. I didn't want to be house poor.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite part, and also we got to make it what we wanted. We found a house that was built on trusses, which means that basically we could move around the non-load bearing walls. So we got to really open it up a lot. So we made it our own.
I think my favorite part of the house is the beam that we have in our kitchen. You'll be able to see it like in the pictures later, but that beam came from my stepbrother's property. They pulled it out. They pulled this tree out of the woods, and he's got a sawmill, and they cut it into a beam, and my dad brought it down, and John and my dad put it up, and it was really scary watching them do that, but I love it.
Yeah. Yep. I really enjoyed being able to teach Colson little things, about working. He wasn't in on any of the big stuff, but like just painting with him, and I remember he was holding the flashlight while I was wiring some things up, things like that. That was fun.
And you get to like learn how to do stuff that you might not have known how to do, but
right.
Yeah.
No. No. One time is enough. Once is enough. Yeah.
It's not like how it is on the shows, like the Fixer Upper or the Flippin' Houses shows, and it's so much more work.
Yeah.
Than what we thought it would be.
Yeah, that's true. So please watch the video and check out our Fixer Upper.
And let us know what you think.
Yeah, if there's a video that you want us to do or questions that you have, please comment below. No, no. No, that's not how you do it. See? You did, yeah. Okay. Now you're smiling. You're grinning like a foolish person. Okay. Hey, what was that?